Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So obviously we have the full update patch notes to what will be happening next when we get our new characters. So first of all, uh new characters aren't new content, just an FYI. XD. They're just new characters. So it's not real content if you can't play the characters, which yeah, they're guaranteed, but what if you don't have the pulls and stuff? Either way, I've never been a proponent of saying characters are content in gacha games. It's just not how that works. But we are going to be getting the Faku character and Nahor. So I feel like this character is kind of going to be a detriment to to teams because she just kind of isn't really cohesive with a lot of teams that are speed tuned in ways. So she increases the turn meter of random people. So if you have someone who wants to put defense breaks, so you can set up a big damage for your DPS, and then all of a sudden your DPS is now in front of them and just messes up the whole rotation. I feel like you need really specific times for her. At least make her slower than the first rotation, something to that effect. So you can at least get a good first rotation off, something like that. Looking over his skills, I know I said he was kind of meh, but I'm gonna throw some pulls at him. I don't have enough to guarantee him, but if I get him, I get him. If I don't, I don't. Even if I get him, I mean, look at the resource economy. I'm not gonna be able to build him anytime soon. I got so many other animuses I want to build. I'll just kind of have him on the back burner until I'm able to deal with it. But he does have some pretty good use in many different areas. But okay, yeah, the Kaleidoscope summon. Okay, his thing. So this thing right here, it's kind of if you played Wuthering Waves or Honkai Star Rail, they kind of have similar systems to this. It's just a little roguelike S game mode where you just kind of go through, choose different portals to go through, and just fight different bosses and stuff like that. Which don't get me wrong, it's cool and everything, but I just hope it's at least a little bit toned down. I know there was a super hard mode and then a okay mode, but let's be real. We're gotcha gamers. We're going to gamble and try and go for the big reward. That's just how it is. No one's going to go for the little reward. I'm not going to go through this, waste all my time just to get some like blue star material or something like that. I'm going to go for the gold. I'm going to go for the big boom. All right. And hopefully it's not so dramatically hard that unless you're a fucking whale since beta, that you can actually somewhat do it. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Now they're adding some stages to the Echo thing, which is pretty cool. I mean, I've kind of been putting that on the back burner. I haven't really put too much time on it. And the new story stage ad. Um, okay, cool. I guess I really have no idea what's happening in the story, to be honest with you. New boss for the guild. Cool. Midsummer event with absolutely no details. Awesome. Super cool. Hope that wasn't intentional. And we got blessings galore this weekend. All right, so blessings galore. Now, to optimize things, here's my 2 cents. To optimize things, I wouldn't try and do the content that's really gonna like take you forever to do. Anything that is maximum like a minute to do, so you can try and keep pumping that out and get what you need done, I would stick to that. Now, if you're like, oh, I can do Inferno, but my Inferno run takes 5 hours to do, or 6 minutes to do each time, honestly, I would probably do Hell 4, because in the long run, you're going to get more out of it. Because the only difference between Hell 4 and Inferno are those Inferno pieces. And how often do you really get those Inferno pieces? I would rather build up my base roster of characters and get as many things built as possible for things like the Cage Rumble, where you need 15 characters to do anything with. So when it comes to things like that, I would really, obviously do your GP outpost and a little bit of investigation just to stockpile some XP. But I would do the GP outpost for the characters you want to level up. And then once you're done with that, strictly go for the Hell 4 or Inferno if you can do Inferno in like sub 1 minute. But if you can't, stick with Hell 4 and get as much equipment so you can build up as many units as possible so you can have a diverse roster at the very least. And maybe with that diverse roster, you might find some different things, different combinations. Maybe you can make that Inferno faster. You never know. But that's my 2 cents on the matter. Esports Carnival. If this is another place bets, it is so tiring. The Champions Call that's going on now is so annoying. It's possibly the worst event I've ever seen in a gacha game, if I'm to be real. Like, I understand, gacha gamble, everything like that, but it's just so annoying that you don't do anything with it. You're just literally sports betting. And you can't even watch it. You're just looking at pictures and they're like, I think these pictures are gonna win. No, you can't even watch to see how things turn out. You're just like, oh, it just I lost and I don't know why. Hopefully this will be a little bit better. The wish machine is back. I'm pretty sure that's just the whale event where you could just throw money at something and get different cosmetics for your little robot or something, I think. And then a bunch of adjustments, fix some issues. The reward's not registering. Okay. All right. Fix a bunch of issues. And, with all these issues being fixed, they still haven't even, between this and the hyper talk the other day, they still haven't even addressed some of the major issues like resource management. They just kind of told us to, if you just play this game for a year, you should have enough resources to do whatever you want. Well, what about now? And that's not even talking about the lack of Lattice for both SRs and SSRs. It's not talking about the main issues in the game. They're just kind of going around, just trying to ignore it, hoping things just go away, which they're not going to go away. People are just going to get angry with it and keep complaining till the end of dawn and keep playing the game, or they're just going to get tired with it and just quit the game. But nothing of real value. Yeah, just bug fixes and stuff like that. Okay, cool. I don't care. But I really don't feel like they're saying they're listening to the player base. I don't think they are. I think that they're completely ignoring what we say. They're putting on the show and dance where they show them talking to these content creators that are bringing up very valid things. Like the content creators, Chambi, Vulcan, Genazed, are bringing up things that we care about, like the resource management, how we can't really build units and we can't level up equipment to try and get better. It's just such a slog to just try and just it's just a lot. It is a lot, and it's a slow burn. I know we're not supposed to be gods overnight, but a little bit something. I want to level up more than one piece of equipment a day type of thing. All right, unless I throw 1,000 gems a day at the game, I feel like I get absolutely nothing done. I feel like it was just a waste of time because from point A to point B, if I don't refresh maximum, I feel like I didn't even get a single piece. Because again, they dropped 2 matrix items on Hell 4 and it's useless. Take that out of the game. If it's supposed to be fodder to where you sell them and make more money, okay, cool. Just increase the value of modules. Make it so we can stat check some items to see if we even want the item. At least like two checks into the item to break even. And then I think it'll solve a lot of people's issues, and it's not going to break the game if you break even by stat checking 2 items. That will at least let us look at 2 matrix items or 2 line items to see what the other 2 lines will be, and even if we want to deal with it or not. So we're not waiting for 3 and 4 line items to invest in. But they have so much to work with, so many ideas to make this better, and it's not game breaking ideas like, oh, just let us pick out the gear we want. No, they gave great ideas of, if you're on Health War and Inferno and you scrap some items, you get some of the currency to buy the modules from the module shop, which you don't get ever unless you buy packs or whatever. So it's a completely wasted store in the general sense of the community. But yeah, I that's just my thoughts, and I think they should do better because right now they're just kind of shit in the bed, if I'm going to be real with you. But thank you all for watching and have a good one. Peace.